Hello students. So in today's biology class, we have to go through the two main phases of photosynthesis. Those are light dependent phase and light independent phase, or you can simply call them light reaction and dark reaction. So first of all, we have to continue with light phase. So this phase, here light plays the key role. Series of chemical reactions occur in this phase initiated by light. So here light, that means sunlight. Therefore this phase is known as photochemical phase. Light reaction takes place in thylakoid. Mark this, or you can also mention it is occurring in grana. You can write this also, alright. So the steps which proceed in light reaction, first step is activation of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll molecule is getting activated by absorbing light. It is absorbing light in the form of photons. Photons are the smallest unit of light energy. So chlorophyll on exposure to light energy becomes activated by absorbing photons. After this activation by that absorbed energy, second step will occur. It is splitting of water. Absorbed energy is used in splitting the water molecule into two components. One is hydrogen, second is oxygen, plus electrons are released. So look at this reaction. When two water molecules are broken down by 4 photons, we will get 4 hydrogen ion, 4 electron and 1 oxygen molecule. This reaction is occurring in the presence of light and breaking of water is there, so it is known as photolysis, which means splitting by light. So this process occurs in grana, and it is defined as a splitting of water molecule into hydrogen ion and oxygen in the presence of light. Then we have end product of photolysis. What happens at the end of photolysis? First, hydrogen ions, these are produced, these are picked up by a compound NADP. NADPH is produced from it. So this is energy rich compound, will be utilized in dark phase. You need to remember the full form of NADP, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. This is very important from your exam point of view. Reaction is given here, NADP positive plus electron plus hydrogen. In the presence of some enzyme, NADPH is produced. Second, oxygen was produced, free oxygen molecule were there, so oxygen atoms were there. So those two oxygen combine to form oxygen molecule and it is released into the air. Electrons, those were generated, those are utilized in phosphorylation. Phosphorylation means addition of phosphate. You can see here, when phosphate is added into ADP, ATP is generated. Alright, so with the help of electron, this process occurs. Electrons are used in converting adenosine diphosphate into energy rich compound adenosine triphosphate by adding one phosphate group. So this process occurs with the help of electron and in the presence of sunlight. So it is known as photophosphorylation. Because this addition of phosphate, it occurs in the presence of sunlight, it is known as photophosphorylation. So here light reaction ends. Second, we are having dark phase or light independent phase, or you can also say it biosynthetic phase. Last time I gave you two different names, C3 cycle or Kelvin cycle. Why Kelvin cycle? Because it is based on the name of scientist Melvin Kelvin. Right? Why it is called C3 phase? This I will discuss further. Read this box. The old term dark phase didn't mean that it occurs when it is dark. That means night में reaction नहीं हो रही है. It only meant that reaction is independent of light. It does not require light. Alright, dark phase does not mean that ये रात में होगी reactions. Dark phase means, or dark reaction means, this phase does not require any sunlight. So you can see here, the reaction in this phase do not require light energy and this phase occurs simultaneously with the light reaction. साथ साथ ही चल रहा है light reaction के. अगर इनके बीच में गैप हुआ भी तो कितना होगा? 1/1000 of a second. एक सेकेंड का 1000th part, which is nearly impossible, right? So let's go through a flow chart given on next page. Afterward, we will discuss this paragraph. So look at this. Here a flow chart is given. Here this side light reaction, this side dark reaction. You can see here it occur in chlorophyll containing part thylakoid of chloroplast. This occur in stroma of the chloroplast. In this reaction, after the activation of chlorophyll, water is splitted in the presence of light. So we got oxygen will be given out into the air. Hydrogen help in the formation of NADPH. Electron help in the formation of ATP. Both ATP and NADPH will be utilized in dark phase or dark reactions. So now move to dark reaction. Carbon dioxide give rise to glucose. During this formation, this is not a simple direct reaction. Series of reactions are there. Actually, cyclic reactions are there. So ATP will be used here, NADPH will be used here. From carbon dioxide, here you can see this compound is having one carbon. Then series of reactions are going to take place. Then at last we are getting glucose. During this course of reaction, we are getting one product named phosphoglyceric acid. This is a stable product, first stable product produced during dark reaction. It is having 3 carbons. So we can call this phase C3 cycle on the basis of this most stable compound. You can get such question in name the following, like name the most stable compound produced during dark reaction. Your first stable compound here. After this, with some changes, we are getting glucose, right? So with this, dark and light reaction ends here. Now here we have to read what happened to glucose. Most of green plant, they convert glucose into starch as soon as it is formed during photosynthesis. So बहुत सारे glucose molecule, they are transformed to produce one molecule of starch. Basically, they will join together and they will form single molecule of starch. And this process of formation of starch from several glucose molecules is known as polymerization. Some plants, they change glucose into sucrose, such as cane sugar or double sugar. And also some plants convert glucose into oils. So this is the end of photosynthesis. Progress check, you have to do it by yourself. In case you find any difficulty, we will discuss the progress check in tomorrow's lecture. Next we have adaptations in leaf to perform photosynthesis. That means the changes or modification in the leaf by which maximum photosynthesis can occur. Right, first we have large surface area. So maximum surface area will be there, so maximum light will be absorbed, and due to this large photosynthesis or rate of photosynthesis will be more. So for that, leaves should be broad and wider. Second, arrangement of leaves. The leaves should be arranged in such a manner that each and every leaf get proper sunlight. Number 3, cuticle and upper epidermis. Upper epidermis and cuticle should be thin, should be transparent and waterproof so that they can easily allow light to pass through it. Then comes number of stomata. Numerous stomata. More number of stomata will lead to more exchange of gases. Then we are having thinness of leaves. So if the leaf is thin, it reduces the distance between cells for rapid transport. That means more transport can take place. And then chloroplast. Chloroplasts are concentrated. That means more number of chloroplasts are present on the upper layer of leaf to obtain maximum light energy, to obtain maximum sunlight. Alright. Last we have extensive vein system. The veins which are present in the leaves, which are making the network, those are extensively distributed. So if the veins are more, if they are widely distributed, they will help in rapid transportation of substances, either food or water. So these were the adaptations in leaf to perform photosynthesis. This is all for today. Rest of the topics will be discussed in next class. Hello students. So in today's bio class, we have covered these topics. So first is end result of product of photosynthesis. So there are 3 products which are produced at the end of photosynthesis, out of which first is glucose. So the simple sugar glucose, it is utilized by plants in 4 different ways. Number 1, it is immediately consumed by the plant cell. Second, it will be stored in the form of starch, which is insoluble form. Then it is converted into sucrose. Then last, it can be utilized in the formation of fats and proteins. Next we have water. The water produced by the process of photosynthesis will be reutilized in the process of photosynthesis. वो दोबारा से use हो जाएगा. Alright. Next we have oxygen. So some of the oxygen may be used in respiration in the leaf cells, but major portion of oxygen is not required and it is diffuses out, that means given out into the atmosphere through stomata. So in a sense, oxygen is not a waste because all organisms require it for their existence. Plant इसे properly use नहीं कर रहा, सारा नहीं use कर रहा. Maximum जो oxygen है, it is given out in the air, which is used by other organisms. Even plant require it at night because at night कोई photosynthesis नहीं हो रही, तो तब नाइट में ऑक्सीजन रिक्वायर्ड है. डे टाइम पे जो यूटिलाइजेशन हो रही है ऑक्सीजन की वो साइमल्टेनियस है. नेक्स्ट वी हैव यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ सिंथेसाइज्ड फूड एंड इट्स ट्रांसलोकेशन. लाइक जो फूड प्रिपेयर्ड हुआ है, हाउ इट इज यूटिलाइज्ड एंड हाउ इट इज ट्रांसफर्ड फ्रॉम वन पार्ट टू अनदर. लेट्स सी. Food manufactured in the leaf is required for use by all the other parts of the plant. So glucose is formed in the leaf. It is very rapid. जो photosynthesis हो रही है बहुत rapidly हो रही है, but with same speed food is not getting transported to other parts. So for that reason it is converted into insoluble starch for temporary storage in the leaf. What happened next? At night time that stored starch is reconverted into sugar and then it is transported in a solution form through veins into the phloem of the stem. So by this way it is translocated, it is transported to different parts of the plant. Wherever it reaches, it may be used in the formation of starch for storage, it may be used to produce energy for various functions. So this is the utilization of synthesized food. Next topic we are having factors affecting photosynthesis. So we are having external factors and internal factors that affect photosynthesis. In external factor we have light intensity, carbon dioxide concentration, temperature and water content. Light intensity, light कितनी ज़्यादा तेज़ है, कितनी कम है, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड की कंसंट्रेशन. सो ये दोनों पॉइंट एक साथ ही यहाँ पे हम स्टडी करेंगे. So one would easily think that rate of photosynthesis will increase with increased intensity. जैसे जैसे लाइट बढ़ती जाएगी रेट बढ़ता जाना चाहिए. दिस इज ट्रू बट अप टू सम एक्सटेंट ओनली. सो यू कैन सी हेयर इन दिस ग्राफ, आप देख सकते हैं रेट ऑफ फोटोसिंथेसिस एंड दिस इज द इंक्रीजिंग लाइट इंटेंसिटी. सो जैसे जैसे लाइट बढ़ाई जा रही है, इंक्रीज हो रही है, रेट भी इंक्रीज हो रहा है. यू कैन सी हेयर. बट एट अ पॉइंट इट गेट स्टेबलाइज्ड. एस डैश पॉइंट पे रेट ऑफ फोटोसिंथेसिस ये स्टेबल हो जाएगा. चाहे लाइट इंटेंसिटी बढ़ती जाए लेकिन रेट जो है वो अप नहीं जा रहा, इट बिकम स्टेबलाइज्ड. और इस पॉइंट पे जो कंसंट्रेशन है कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड की, इट इज 0.02 कंसंट्रेशन. ठीक है, 0.02%. सेम एक्सपेरिमेंट में कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड की परसेंटेज हम लोग इंक्रीज करेंगे. यू कैन सी हियर, जैसे 0.02 से एस डैश पॉइंट मिला हमें. सो दिस मच इज द रेट ऑफ फोटोसिंथेसिस. ऑन इंक्रीजिंग द कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड अप टू 0.05%, वी गॉट अनदर पॉइंट एस डबल डैश. वहां तक रेट इंक्रीज हुआ बट अगेन आफ्टर दैट पॉइंट इट बिकम स्टेबलाइज्ड, इट बिकम स्टेबल और इंक्रीज नहीं होगा. सो बाय दिस यू कैन से with increased intensity of light and carbon dioxide, rate of photosynthesis only increases up to certain extent and afterwards it gets stabilized. Then we were having temperature. So with the rise in temperature, rate of photosynthesis increases, but at how much temperature it will be maximum? So you have here 35 degrees Celsius, maximum suitable temperature where photosynthesis occur best. तो अगर क्वेश्चन आता है that what is the temperature at which maximum photosynthesis is there, so it is 35 degrees Celsius and it is also known as optimum temperature, best suitable temperature. After this, if the rate is going to fall if temperature increases. If it reaches 40 degrees Celsius, it will start decreasing. At the uppermost limit, enzymes are destroyed. What happened at 40 degrees Celsius? What is happening to the enzymes? Enzymes are proteinaceous in nature, and with increased temperature they degenerate, or you can say they denature. वो खराब होना स्टार्ट हो जाएंगे, उनकी जो स्ट्रक्चर है वो खराब होनी स्टार्ट हो जाएगी. They will not work because every reaction is supported by enzymes. So यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं, a rise of 10 degrees Celsius up to the optimum temperature, it doubles the rate of photosynthesis. For example, 20 डिग्री से 30 डिग्री का राइज है, इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा फोटोसिंथेसिस होगी. ऐसे ही 22 हमारे पास टेम्परेचर था और 10 डिग्री राइज हो गया, 32 हो गया, अगेन ऐसे ही होगा सेम. इट विल डबल द रेट ऑफ फोटोसिंथेसिस व्हेन 10 डिग्री सेल्सियस राइज होगा अप टू ऑप्टिमम टेम्परेचर. उसके बाद नहीं. नेक्स्ट वी हैव वाटर कंटेंट. वाटर कंटेंट, स्कैर्सिटी ऑफ वाटर ड्यू टू रिड्यूस्ड एब्जॉर्प्शन. हो सकता है जो रूट्स हैं वो कम वाटर एब्जॉर्ब करें पानी की कमी की वजह से, और ड्यू टू एक्सेसिव लॉस थ्रू ट्रांसपिरेशन. यहाँ हो सकता है रेट ऑफ ट्रांसपिरेशन इज मोर. In both the cases, rate of photosynthesis is going to decrease. Why? Because stomata will be closed in such internal factors. Here we are having again 3 factors. First is chlorophyll. So if plant is not having proper chlorophyll due to some deficiency of mineral, it is not getting produced, so there will be less photosynthesis. As we know that chlorophyll, they trap solar energy which help in photosynthesis. And then protoplasm. Protoplasm is whatever is present inside the cell membrane is called protoplasm. So if it is dehydrated, dehydrated means having deficiency of water, rate of photosynthesis definitely going to reduce with dehydration of protoplasm. Secondly, if there is more accumulation of carbohydrates, ज़्यादा carbohydrate जमा हो रहा है cell में, this also reduces the rate of photosynthesis. Next is structure of leaf. So thickness of leaf, thickness of cuticle, number of stomata, size of leaf, all these are also affecting the rate of photosynthesis. If the cuticle is thin, more sunlight can penetrate into the leaf. That means more photosynthesis. If the cuticle is thick, there will be less photosynthesis. Number of stomata. More the number of stomata, more carbon dioxide can diffuse in, which increases photosynthesis. And then size. If leaves are narrow, right, or thin, there will be less photosynthesis. But leaves are broad, wide, there will be more photosynthesis because they will expose to maximum sunlight.